What is up, guys? Welcome to The Real Build. I'm your host, Bill Reiman, your broker builder, and happy New Year to all you guys. I hope everybody had a happy holiday, and it is New Year's tomorrow. Today is December 31st, 2019, so New Year's Eve. And this time, guys, I just wanted to do a little something different. I haven't done a solo show or solo episode in a while, and I felt like this was the perfect time to do so. And I wanted to kind of reflect on this past year for me personally and my goals for the upcoming new year too. And I know this show's all about delivering value to you guys and helping you learn about construction and what to look for in real estate, and whether you're buying, building, selling a house. And I figured I can kind of help you guys by getting a little vulnerable and kind of discussing my life and the craziness I've had this past year that I'm very thankful for. Obviously, I want to start out by thanking all you guys that have written reviews on this podcast. I really, really appreciate it. And guys, if you haven't had or if you haven't done so yet, I'd really appreciate if you just take the time. Takes about a minute. Just write a review, give a five-star rating if you really like the show. We got quite a few listeners. We've been gaining some traction here, and I really do appreciate the support, and to get it out there to more people. That's the only way. We need more reviews. So I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all the support. The second half of the year, the next new year coming up, I should say, it's gonna be I got a lot of good guests lined up already, and I'm working on quite a few other people and a lot of topics that I haven't hit yet, as far as construction and some real estate stuff too. So looking forward to that. So with that being said, guys, thank you again. And for those of you, just a little reflection on, or just a little background on me for you guys that are just listening. My name's Bill Reiman. I am a real estate broker and also a builder in Marco Island in Naples, Florida. I've been licensed in real estate for the last 8 years. I've sold millions in property. Probably in this past year alone, I've done over 12 million, and that's pretty much as a part-time agent. It is not my full-time gig. My main focus has always been new construction. I've been involved in that since I was little. I grew up in it with our company, Reiman Construction. Me and my brother are currently running it. And my dad started the company. It's been family owned, operated for the last 25 years down here. So that's kind of where my main focus, it always will be. And I'm going to kind of go over some of the things I want to be doing with that here, and basically build that company and my mission with that and so on. But that's a little background. I mean, us as a construction company too, we average probably about 10 houses a year, anywhere from 2,000 square foot all the way to 10,000 square feet under air. So we don't do builder grade stuff. We're completely custom. We don't skimp. We don't cut corners. We don't, lower our price or cut price to try and beat people. We do it the right way. And that's what that's why I started this podcast. It was more of a mission project or passion project to me, just because I deal with it so much in building. And you can listen to past episodes about pricing and all that. But long story short, there's a lot of builders, there's a lot of real estate agents, and there's a lot of them that don't do it the right way. And this is more about teaching the audience how to do it the right way, so that whether you're in it, you could become successful at it, or if you're looking to buy something or build something, you have the knowledge to find the right builder to where you'll have a lot less headaches and you'll be taken care of for years to come. So that's a little bit about me. So this year's been crazy, guys. It's been a crazy year for me. It's been filled with good. It's been filled with bad. I mean, I've had my ups and downs, but it's been a hell of a year in general and for good. I mean, it's crazy, and a lot of you guys don't know because I haven't really discussed, what's gone on too much because I've done so many interviews with other people. But this past year is been a real reflection on myself. I've really focused on my personal and self development finally, and focused on myself to get myself better because I wasn't living up to who I really wanted to be in my full potential, and I was kind of in a rut in a lot of ways. I mean, and that's why I've done, and I'll get into relationships, stuff like that. But I was just held back in a lot of ways, and I finally pulled the trigger after a lot of thought, a lot of prayer. I finally pulled the trigger on myself and pushing myself forward and worked on my self development. So starting out, I mean, this year I one of the major things was I joined a group called the Arete Syndicate, which that group has been unbelievable to me in a lot of ways. It's ran by, for those of you that know them, some mentors, Andy Frisilla and Ed Mylett. And after being in this group, I never thought joining kind of a personal development group full of people that want to be successful and push for success in every aspect of life and entrepreneurship and family, friends, and everything. I never thought how much it would reflect on myself personally, but it's really pushed me, because if you go through now, for example, I go through my Instagram or Facebook feed, it's filled with these people that are just doing big things. And it really does make you think and make you personally want to step up your game too and do big things as well. Anytime I've been in a rut, I mean, I see these other people because they go through it too. We all do. And it pushes you forward because, you see it and you're like, what are you doing? You question yourself in a lot of ways, and it's really helped me. I mean, it's forced me to get out of my shell. I'm doing things that I never thought I can do before. It made me want to perform bigger than ever and do big things and with business and really have big dreams of what my company can become or my business can become in the future. And I mean, and I've had people tell me they won't doubt that one day I'll be probably the biggest builder in Florida. And that is one of my major, major goals too. But, it opened my eyes to a lot. And it also, the major thing is that it really opened my eyes to my surroundings. And I'm very thankful for it. It made me form routines that and morning routines, stuff I wasn't doing before. It made me think about business differently in a lot of ways and what I need to do to get better. It was a lot of things, So the Arte Syndicate was one of the major things that, I went through personally, or this past year, that's really made me reflect on my life and so on. And I'm very, very thankful for it too. And that's what I want to do in this episode, guys, is kind of talk to you about my personal reflection and things that I've done to change that have boosted me this year in business. And I've had a great year as far as business and home building and in real estate in general. Probably the best year I've had in real estate in a long time, just because of these things I'm discussing with you. And if it helps in any kind of way, or if you guys ever want to reach out to me, don't ever hesitate. But so there was a point in my life too, because I wanted to get vulnerable with you guys on this episode too, so you can learn a little bit about me. If you want to learn more, go back to, I think it was episode 2 where I talked about myself. But in this one, I want to kind of reflect on some other stuff you didn't know. So, looking back, so there there was a lot of things, you know. So there's a time and place, like I discussed earlier, really that hit me this year, that I really started looking at my life in a lot of different ways and where I was. And there was a lot of things that I was doing that weren't progressing myself. And I mean, whether it was sitting on a couch at night and just watching TV or Netflix, or or just drinking or doing, I just was not on a path of getting things done and furthering myself. And so I really started to evaluate this. And I brought him up before because he's had such a huge impact. Ed Mylett said in one of his videos too, and you could go check him out on YouTube, but he said we will make a few major choices throughout our lives that will alter our path forever, whether it's up or down. And these major choices, I mean, they'll project you still at a same path, or you'll go downhill, or you'll shoot way up, and your pathway will, the sky's the limit. So whether it's your faith, business, friendship, family, relationships that are being affected, you need to make choices, and the right choices can make you 10 times better on your pathway to having success. So, and I really started reflecting on this because it is huge, and he also said something, like the next five, you'll blink and it's 5 years later, then you'll blink again, it's 10 years later, and you'll be either stuck in that same situation, or you would have made the choice and you're in a better situation. And that really hit me too. So I realized that one of the major things this past year that was affecting me personally and was slowing me down was my relationship that I was in. I got married. And I should have really reflected on what I was doing, and it just was not a good thing. I was very negative, and it was just dragging me down because I couldn't be the person that I wanted to be in life. I felt held back because I couldn't be myself. I didn't have a partner that really was there to help me and push me towards my goals. It was more about all about them, and when am I going to be home, or why am I working late, or why am I, and I'm not sounding selfish because there's a lot to it, without getting too detailed into it. But I had to make the choice to get out of this relationship because the negativity of that other person was really, really draining me, and it was causing me to just not perform to a level that I wanted to. And I just I wasn't happy, and plain and simple, I should have not have got married. At the time, I had blinders on. I should have really self-evaluated, but I was at a point in my life too where my brother was married, my sister was married, and I'm not making excuses for it, but I did it. I made the choice to do it, but I made the choice to get out of it. And I was making changes in my life personally, in my self-development, and this person wanted nothing to do with that at all. They were more worried about themselves. And I wanted to better myself, but they did not want to better themselves as well. And, you know, it was just, I felt like I was trying to deal with my life and then also, help them fix all their problems too. I never had time to help myself. Let's put it that way, in any kind of way. So I got a divorce this last spring. I made the choice to get out of this relationship, and it wasn't easy. Those who are listening that have gotten a divorce before, I'm sure you've been through similar things, and it was not easy, an easy process at all. And like I said, um, it's there's still a lot of people in relationships like I was in that haven't made that choice to get out because they're afraid, and they're afraid of what's on the other side, or they feel stuck, or they feel like, okay, if I do get a divorce, where am I going to go? Or they feel stuck. And after making the choice to get out of it, yes, I lost money but the money, and I lost that relationship, and the process was hard and with lawyers and stuff like that. But um after it, and the money wasn't even a thing. After, I swore to myself I would make that money back, and I would literally focus on my life in every single aspect and really dive into the things that I couldn't do before. For example, this podcast, you wouldn't be listening to this right now if I was still with this person, just because I couldn't. It was, long story short. But so I told myself I'd 10x my business. I'd do everything I could to just be better, because I felt free. That weight was off my back. And that's exactly what I did. I literally, after that whole process was over, I didn't dwell on it. A lot of people do. They'll sit and dwell on it. I just moved forward and I went all in. I literally, on personal development, every single thing I can do. Started this podcast, been consistent with it since I think April. Been doing weekly ones. This past, obviously, couple of weeks because of the holidays. I wanted to do this one in between because everybody's with their family and so on. um but it that major choice really projected me to different limits and different things I never thought I can accomplish. My network's grown so much since I've been able to, which I never did before. I never talked to different people. I never felt like I could. And because, like I said, being in that relationship changed me. It wasn't who I was. I was always a social person before, but this kind of pulled me back because the person I with wasn't that type of person. They didn't like social gatherings. They didn't like being around a bunch of people. But I did. So that kind of pulled me away from certain things. But not getting too deep into that, I went all in on myself. Obviously, like I said, I started this podcast. I've interviewed some of the greatest people you can imagine. Some people that are ambitious, people that are running, top companies in the United States and their category, people that just they want to be successful, and they're all like-minded. They want to do things that nobody else can, and just connecting with these people and gaining these new friendships. And everybody that's been on my show, if you are listening, I really appreciate you in every single kind of way. You guys are awesome. I respect you guys to death, and I wouldn't be here without you, each and every one of you too, and also all you guys that are listening as well. But my client base grew. My real estate business was better than ever. I was getting listings I never thought I would have got before. And like I said, I was a part-time real estate agent, and I did over 12 million in real estate this year. And I was focusing on our construction business and making changes there. And we've already made the initial changes. We moved into a bigger office. We did all these steps are taking place. I'm about to launch our new model home that I designed, and I took the time to, make everything come together. I'm about to have a launch party with real estate agents in Naples, higher level real, to get us into Naples, which was one of my goals. So it's been huge, guys. It's been, some people would dwell on what they had to go through. And yes, it was hard, but that time really, I'm so grateful for it. And I thank God every single day for it. Just because it's put me in a new position to, I mean, I've never felt before. And so my advice, and this, like I said, this is all about helping people. My advice to you, if you're stuck in any kind of way, if you have family, friends, uh, you know, a marriage, or just even a relationship that you think it's not right, and you're constantly telling yourself that it's not right, it's more than likely not right, and it's going to hold you back. And that's what was happening to me. I told myself, I kept telling myself throughout the marriage that I was in, that no, it's fine, no, this is fine. Oh, I'm not, I didn't even hardly see my family. And that's the thing with the whole thing. And I kept telling myself that was right, but now I'm seeing my family all the time again. There's, it's just it's crazy. Friends that I didn't see before that are, doing good. I've made new friends, like I said. It's just, if you feel like you're held back, you need to evaluate the situation, because when you blink, it's going to be 2 years later before you know it, 5, 10 years later before you know it. And you're going to be older, and you're going to just really evaluate yourself and be like, why didn't I make that choice? Because time is flying. We all know this. It's not slowing down. Each year comes back. Christmas flew by this year. It's already the new year, 2020. It's crazy. So if you're stuck, guys, if you have anything you want to ever reach out to me, if you're in similar situations, I'm happy to help you. So, in now reflecting on the future here, I just wanted to discuss some of my goals with you guys. Some of my goals for 2020. I want to continue to grow this podcast and meet some awesome people like the ones I've already interviewed on this, and that'll continue. I want to expand the audience. The audience continues to grow. I got over 2,000 downloads in a short period of time, and it just continues to grow. And I thank you guys again for that. And I thank you so much for listening. I want to appear on other podcasts. I want to do at least 20 different podcasts or YouTube channels. And I already have some set up for this year, right after the new year. I want to expand our construction company, Reiman Construction, into Naples and establish a brand as the premier luxury builder up there. I've been wanting to do that. I think I have finally got everything in place over this past 6 months that I can do that, and I'm looking forward to that. I want to continue the growth of my real estate branch, Reiman Properties, and I want to hire a couple different salespeople to my team. I want to buy a rental property or a couple of them and start making some income off those. Doesn't have to be in the state of Florida. I have a few places in mind. I want to build and sell more spec homes, which I already have some in the works coming up. I want to do 20 million, and I did over 12 this year. I want to do 20 million in real estate sales as a part-time agent. I want to stay consistent with my fitness and health goals. I've been kind of up and down on that pattern, but I want to stay consistent, eat healthy, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. I want to grow spiritually. That's another thing I want to focus on. My faith has grown since I went through what I did, but I want to continue to grow it and get closer to God. I also want to read 20 books that are all obviously self-development books. And guys, those are just a few of my goals for this year. So if you guys want to discuss any of your goals with me, I'm happy. Please reach out. I'm at Bill. It's for social media. It's at I'm Bill Reiman. That's on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. Reach out, DM me. I'd love to hear some of your goals too. I'd love to discuss if you guys have any issues that you want to discuss, or if you're going through similar stuff that I did over the past year. You can change. You can make a difference. And, I'm looking forward to making 2020 one of the biggest years yet. And I know it will be, because so many things have changed for the positive with me. And like I said, I'm very thankful for that, whether it's my relationship, my friendships, business. A lot of things have come into the picture now that I'm very, very grateful for. And guys, I really appreciate you listening to this. I hope somehow I help somebody out there. That's what this is all about. Once again, take the time to write a review, and I will see you guys on the next episode.